And we say good morning we welcome you to Champion Chevrolet inside the studio, inside the showroom at Champion Chevrolet on this beautiful fall Thursday. Man, it is nice out there. It's going to warm up and going to be up in the 70s tomorrow before cold weather rolls into this weekend. A lot of rain, but hey, we love it right now. We are 59 days away from Christmas if you're on the countdown. We're here, as you see behind me, inside the Cletus Green and Chris Bird designed studio inside the showroom at Champion Chevrolet, the number one, of course, Chevy dealer in the state. And I guess this is show number 622 here as we're live from Champion Chevrolet on the Bristol Highway Motor Mile, Johnson City. Full show lined up and ready to go today. We're going to be joined by treat for me because he and I worked together way back in the day, back when he was up and coming. And Jay Santos, the voice of the East Tennessee State Buccaneers, going to stop by. We're going to talk a little Buck sports. Football, of course, got the Wofford Terriers this week, and basketball getting a lot of preseason accolades for the men's team and the Lady Buccaneers. So we'll get a full rundown of Buck sports and the voice of the Buccaneers. You hear every Saturday on the radio and on the internet. Jay Santos. Also, Sean Witten, head football coach of the Elizabethton Cyclones, joins us a little bit later in the show. Also, Kevin Harmon coming by. Yet another problem. This is, well, it's not on Butch Jones, but it is on Butch Jones. This is a poor decision made by John Kelly and Will Ignat, two Tennessee football players caught smoking dope in their car with marijuana possession. They've been suspended for the Kentucky game. We'll talk about that. The Lady Vols, the men's basketball team. A total UT Sports look by Kevin Harmon coming up next half hour. Carmichael joins at the top of the hour. We'll be talking the World Series and also Dave Onge. And we will have a award presentation to one Andy Dietrich, who won the pick and panel this week. And so his prize was right here. This is what he wanted, and this is what he's going to get, some plain M&Ms. So anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun. We always love coming over here, and it is a blast. Enjoy it so much to be able to come here and hang out with these guys every week. And so looking forward to the show here today. Also coming up tonight, the Champion 5-Star Football Preview Show. We've got it going on tonight from 6 to 8 o'clock right back here at Champion. We'll hear from Kevin doing a total preview about the Kentucky game. Also, we'll check in with Joe Vento. Joe will preview the East Tennessee State Wofford game. The Hokies, Hokies. We'll talk to my man Chris McCall about the Hokies matchup coming up this week. Who else we got? We got Joe Vento, East Tennessee State, Kevin Harmon, Tennessee tonight, Carmichael, the top 5 college football games of the week, Doug Fritz, final week of the regular season in high school football. A lot of games with a lot of importance in all the regions, so we'll talk to Doug about that. Dave Onge will be by our co-host, and he'll be breaking down the Big East Conference. Of course, Science Hill's done. They have a bye week this week, so they're out, but all eyes will be at Jefferson County tomorrow night as Dobbins Bennett goes here to try and nail down a championship for Graham Clark and the Indians, so we'll talk to Dave Onge about that. And so all that coming up again along with Andy Dietrich later on this evening from 6 until 8 o'clock. The Champion Chevrolet 5-Star Football Preview Show. I promise you won't find anywhere else in this market, maybe in the region, as an informative show as you'll see and hear tonight from 6 to 8 o'clock. I'm just going to go on the record and say that because, not because of me, because I'm smart enough to surround myself with a lot of great guys, give me a lot of great information about the football season, both college and high school here in our region. This is the reason, before we go to the break, this is the reason why I love working for Food City every week. Doing shows. Tomorrow will be at Food City on Eastman Road in Kingsport with the Midnight Madness sale. If you remember, they took up, this is only a week, they took up money for a week for Hurricane Harvey, teaming up with several local folks to host a chain-wide fundraising campaign to benefit Hurricane Harvey relief efforts down in Texas. Food City kicked it off with a $10,000 pledge of their own. Well, they made a check presentation day. Unbelievable. In 1 week, in this region, all the Food City stores, they made a check presentation of $450,000. Where's my bell? $450,000. How about that? Is that not awesome? That's awesome. Food City presenting a check to the folks. It'll go to the Salvation Army, Samaritan's Purse, the Houston, Texas Food Bank. Food City officials presenting Samaritan's Purse with their check earlier this morning in Bristol. And so congratulations to Food City, and thank you if you're in this region that you gave to this great cause. $450,000 check from Food City going to the relief efforts in Hurricane Harvey. And so we'll talk more about that tomorrow with Tommy, the store manager at Food City. That is incredible. And again, just one more reason why I like to hang out with guys like Champion Chevrolet, who's giving away a car to the Niswonger Children's Hospital, and Food City raising money through their stores, through you, the shopper, to the tune of $450,000. That is incredible. And again, job well done. And again, it's an honor for me to be a part of these companies like we're working with right here at Champion Chevrolet, and also, of course, the obvious Food City with a $450,000 check. That is certainly nothing to sneeze at. Here is our verse today. We always dedicate our show to the man who hung on the cross. We unashamedly do that. This show will go as far as he wants it to go, and it continues to grow, and it's because of him. The book Zephaniah is where it's coming from. I am with you. I am mighty to save. I will take great delight in you. I will quiet you with my love. I will rejoice over you with singing. I am with you, and I'm mighty to save. Remember that part right there. Zephaniah 3:17, the verse of the day here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, show number 622. Quick break. We'll be right back, and we're due to be joined by Jay Santos, the voice of the East Tennessee State Buccaneers. If not, Mr. Dietrich's on standby, ready to roll. If not, we got Mr. Harmon. We got them all lined up, ready to go. Sean Witten, Jay Santos, Kevin Harmon, Carmichael, Dave Angie, Andy Dietrich. They're all here and ready to go. Lots going on. And, of course, what a night last night of the World Series game, too. And forget the ball game. I'll tell you what, the Dodgers do it right just the pregame, first pitch. The first game was Jackie Robinson's widow. Last night, Vin Scully came out to throw the first pitch and got out there and said he had rotator problems and couldn't throw the pitch. So he said, I need a left-hander, and out of the bullpen, or out of the dugout comes Fernando Valenzuela to throw the first pitch. Needed a catcher. Perfect, man. It was so classy. I mean, Vin Scully's out there on the mound, had the voice of the Dodgers for 49 years, and so looking for a catcher, and out of the dugout popped Steve Yeager from the 1981 World Series champion Dodgers. So Fernando Valenzuela throws the first pitch, place goes nuts. Vin Scully, I mean, he is, if you want to get into broadcasting, sports broadcasting play-by-play, that's the guy you want to pattern yourself after. Go back and watch some of his games and get some of his tapes and listen to hear Vin Scully. The guy was the best. So he was out on the mound last night throwing the first pitch. So really cool pregame. Of course, after that, the fireworks cranked up big time. The Astros even the series. We told you yesterday when we were at Movement Mortgage that in order for the Astros to win, they got to win when Verlander's on the mound. Well, they did. He wasn't that big of a factor, but pitched pretty steady. But, man, he got wild, and it was home run derby, which the fans love. So, anyway, Astros even the series. They headed back to Houston, traveling today. Games 3, 4, and 5 tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. Quick break. We'll be right back. We're live here again at Champion Chevrolet, show number 622 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show, brought to you by Grip Energy Drink. Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
Truck Month continues at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City with unbelievable savings on a selection of over 500 new Chevys to choose from. 17 Silverado Crew Cab All-Star, $11,000 off MSRP. 18 Equinox, $6,000 off MSRP. 18 Trax, $4,500 off MSRP. 23% off 17 Cruze and Malibu. 25% off 17 Sonic and Spark LS. Shop us online 24/7 and remember our Saturday parts and service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. Do you like pulled pork? At Phil's, the pulled pork is cooked low and slow. We cook it all night, but we serve it fast. Our pulled pork is hickory smoked, tender and juicy. We serve the pork either as a sandwich on a bun or platter style with garlic toast. And don't forget to try our pork wings. They taste like a cross between ham and our sweet ribs. It comes as a meal, as an add-on, or part of our meat sampler platters. Pulled pork and pork wings. Just two great reasons to stop by Phil's Dream Pit. Eastern Star exit off I-26, 349-6437. Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We're live at Champion Chevrolet. We're again winding down the month of October. They've got the 2017 Silverado Crew Cab All-Stars at $11,000 off MSRP. As soon as you walk through those doors, you knock $11,000 off the sticker. And so they're ready to do business here. Shopping online, of course, 24/7 at championjc.com. Or you can stop by here. Come in and see Tim and Andy. The co-owners are sitting right up front where you can see them. And they want to be there. And so they are there. And that's one of the, I think, a selling points of this dealership. So you got the owners not behind 14 doors and 27 secretaries. They're right up front. As soon as you walk in the door, you see the guys that make it go. So when you talk about hands-on, they are definitely hands-on in this dealership. And it's obvious by virtue of how successful they are. The #1 Chevy dealer in the state from Mountain City to Memphis. Also the 2017 Malibus got 23% off the sticker right now for all the Malibus, trying to close them out and get them off the lot because the 18s are here. Also 25% off the 2017 Sonics and Spark LSs. So those are some of the specials and some of the deals they got going on here in the month of October. And as Tim always says, how do they do that? Well, they do it because they're customer service personified. That's how they do it. So we'll let Andy talk about how you can buy a raffle ticket coming up here in a little while in his segment and change kids' lives at Niswonger Children's Hospital, and also give you a chance to win a brand spanking new vehicle from Champion Chevrolet. For the 11th year, they're giving away a car to the Niswonger Children's Hospital Mountain States Foundation. The annual gala coming up in January of next year, a couple of months, 3 months, 3 or 4 months out, 3 months. Let's see, where are we? October, November, December, yeah, 90 days or so out from the event. And so somebody's going to win it. It could be you, and we'll tell you how you can do that coming up here in a little while. You know I don't talk much about the National Football League for the obvious reason. But when there's a bunch of goofballs and there's yo-yos, I got to talk about them. This is the reason why I don't talk about them more than I do, which really is kind of an oxymoron. But Cam Newton's press conference with members of the media yesterday in Charlotte ended abruptly. When he was asked a question he apparently didn't want to answer. When Newton was asked about the Panthers' offense ability to get big chunk plays, he appeared to be displeased. He rolled his eyes, watched the video 2 or 3 times, and then said, "Next question." Moments later, apparently he bristled. He didn't like that, so he just left the press conference. Now, the Panthers are trying to cover their tail by saying Newton did field questions for several minutes before ending the press conference. Okay, that doesn't make any difference. He's paid to be there. He's supposed to be there. So anyway, the guy gets a question he doesn't like, so he just takes his toys and leaves the sandbox. So, or takes his passy and leaves the kindergarten room or something. I am so over these guys. They think they're 10 foot tall and bulletproof. If you're in any other situation in America, any other job situation, and you in that particular situation or scenario that you just don't want to answer something, if you get called on the carpet by your boss and you don't want to answer, you just get up and leave, what would happen? Kevin, what would happen? More than likely be gone, wouldn't you? There you go, out the door. So this guy gets a question asked he doesn't like. He just leaves the press conference like a little kid. But the Panthers say, oh, but he was there for 9 minutes to answer questions. They don't care. Anyway, enough on that. The reason why he left is because the guy asked a question he didn't have an answer for because he's struggling, and obviously the Panthers are struggling. They're 4-3. They lose to the Bears, in which they scored 3 points, while the Bears defense scored 14 points off 2 Panther turnovers. So that may be why he bristled and didn't want to answer the question. So anyway, that again reinforces why I'm not talking about the NFL more than I am, except when there's yo-yos like that doing goofy, childish stuff. Here we go. Grip Energy Drink. White grape is one of these flavors they sell at all Food City stores. Again, they are full of biotin. They are full of, vitamin D, niacin, biotin, vitamin E, as we said, riboflavin. They've got 100% vitamin B6 that you need in the daily allowance. They got 100% of vitamin B12. All this, again, what they don't have is taurine. Taurine is the supplement or chemical. I wouldn't say it's chemical, but it's the supplement that gives you the jitters, gives you the highs and the lows. It doesn't have that. So when you drink a Grip Energy Drink, you're not going to do this and then crash. So Grip Energy Drink, again, white grape is the flavor of choice today. We also have pink grapefruit. We've got lemon lime. We've got a root beer. We've got, the pink grapefruit. This is the sugar-free pink grapefruit that's out there. They're getting ready to come out with a couple of new flavors, and there it is, Grip Energy Drink. Our proud sponsor, the title sponsor of the show here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, will be, of course, at Food City tomorrow in Kingsport, where they sell a lot of Grip at all Food City stores. So it's going to be good and a lot of fun, and we're looking forward to it. So, okay. Jay said he is on his way, so we will, in the meantime, so what time is it? It is, in the meantime, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to switch out and let Kevin Harmon, who's here, we're going to let him come in next and talk to us. So we're going to do that right now. Kev, come on over, let's slide you in the seat, and we'll come right back after you hear this preview commercial for tonight's show, the Champion Chevrolet 5-Star Football Preview Show here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. I'm Tom Taylor, and you are
Dave Angie.
And we got coming up, it's a really cool, every Thursday, it's the Champion Chevrolet 5-Star Football Preview Show. Get you ready for high school and college football every week. Every Thursday, you're going to be covering what for us?
Be looking at the Big East Conference.
Ooh, that would be Dobbinsville, Sciencefield, and all those great football teams in that conference. Doug Fritz will be giving you the rest of the high school football picture every week. Then we got colleges covered. Who are we going to be covering?
We got ETSU. We have Tennessee. We have Virginia Tech.
All those. Carmichael's will be along to give us the big 5 games every week because it is a 5-star football preview show. So hope you'll join us every Thursday right here in the showroom of Champion Chevrolet. Dave and I will be co-hosting the Champion Chevrolet 5-star football preview. And then on top of all that, we're going to have a picking panel where you're going to match us against you and you against us, and I can't wait because they don't have a chance. You're going to go up against us. We're going to pick against you for some really cool prizes, and they don't have a chance, do they?
No chance at all. It's going to be fun times.
Oh, yeah. Putting toe to what?
Toe to the leather, man.
Toe to the leather,
Ready
man.
to go.
Ready to go. Can't wait. Again, join us every Thursday right here. It's a Maiden Voyage Cool Show, co-hosted by Dave Angie and myself. It's the Champion Chevrolet 5-Star Football Preview coming up every Thursday right here from Champion Chevrolet on the Bristol Motor Mile in Johnson City. Can't wait to see you on the show. Room at Champion Chevrolet. There is my man Kevin Harmon. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Doing well, Tom.
Yeah, appreciate you coming by here with his Century 21 shirt on. We'll let him selfishly promote himself coming up here in a minute. Jay Santos, by the way, on his way. The voice of the Buccaneers. We'll talk to him when he gets here. All right. The very latest, John Kelly and Will Ignat off the team for a week. Caught with marijuana and some pipes and some drug paraphernalia in the old vehicle. A burnout headlight, I believe, is what got it all started for him. So Tennessee, it just continues. And this is not on Butch. It is on Butch, but it's not on Butch. He can't control these kids and where they are and what they're doing. Most of them live off campus. But it does, it is on him because he's got to try and pull together and win a football game without John Kelly. Well, not so much a factor, but Kelly, the leading rusher of the team and one of the top of the Southeastern Conference, huge blow to this football team.
Yeah, I mean, his production and not only rushing but pass receiving, and his blocking and his leadership on the field and how hard he plays. He's an example, and this isn't the kind of example he wanted to set. It's actually very surprising. I was surprised when I read it that he would be that
dumb,
foolish.
Yeah.
He said it was it was selfish and immature. That's exactly right. I mean, it's hard to believe that he is that selfish and immature, and it kind of speaks volumes of the whole sort of setup this year. But this is totally on him. It's not on Coach Jones, I don't believe.
Nope.
You had Cam Robinson last year at Alabama, got caught with a pistol and a stolen pistol in his car with the serial number filed off. I mean, you try to teach these kids the right things to do, but in the end, they're responsible for their own behavior. So it's unfortunate, but it gives Ty Chandler a look. It'll give Tim Jordan a look, and the other running backs, that are freshmen. Chandler's very capable. Tennessee needs to run the football to beat Kentucky. It's not going to be easy, but you have Jared. I mean, they're going to. It will be interesting if they do win this game without John Kelly. So.
John Kelly's numbers: 615 yards on 125 carries, 6 touchdowns. Team high 26 catches for 255 yards. He's averaging 88 yards a game. Puts him fourth in the Southeastern Conference. He is gone. Ignat, a freshman from Huntsville, Alabama, played 4 games, made 4 tackles this season. So again, those two guys will be out of uniform, at least to the Kentucky game. We'll see going forward how much they'll have to pay the price on a long-term situation, but for sure they're not going to be at Kentucky. And of course, Kevin will talk more, break the game down more specifically tonight when we have him on for the Champion Chevrolet 5-Star Football Preview Show. But needless to say, it is a uphill pull for the Volunteers. Without Kelly, even a bigger uphill pull. But we'll let him tell us more about that coming up tonight on the show. So you've got basketball, the media days, and the Lady Balls, and so John.
Just
Give us an update. What's going on there?
Well, it's just they've began practice. Everybody has started. The season starts at I think the middle of November, with a lot of tournaments and things like that. But I just made some notes here of Tennessee. The freshman class last year was the highest scoring freshman class in school history. Even more so than Bernard King and those guys.
Mm-hmm.
So you bring in those guys in as sophomores, Grant Williams being the main one, and then you've added Derek Walker, Chris Darrington, James Daniel III, Jalen Johnson, who redshirted last year, and then Fulkerson will be back, the kid from Dobbins Bennett. He'll be back. So Tennessee's going to have a lot of energy on the court, and they've added size. They were picked 13th in the conference by the coaches, but the KenPom has them 5th. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly which level of expectation they live up to. Barnes is a very hands-on coach. He coaches his players. He's not a sit on the sideline and let his assistant coaches run it. Barnes is very hands-on, and I think that kids are starting to get the benefit of that and understand. Because he has put T.J. Ford, Kevin Durant, some of those guys, and they all give him the credit for what he made them. So I'm looking forward to it. And on a side note, Davis made the men's band, pep band team. So
Davis is his son, who's in the Pride of the Southland marching band. If you're watching for the first time, Kevin's son, UT band member, so he made the men's pep band.
Yeah. Then the deal is you play all the home games. You get in for free, and you get to watch all the home games. But if they travel during the tournament, you go with them. Mm-hmm. And it's in the past, everybody wanted the Lady Vols. Mm-hmm. Now everybody wants the men because they really feel that the men will make the dance and we'll travel and we'll play in the tournament. The jury's still out on the women. So that was his first choice, was to make the men's band, and he beat out a lot of players, and so he's pretty happy about that.
If you're John Curry, the athletic director of Tennessee, you got a lot of items on your plate. You've got the Lady Vols, see what they're going to do. Obviously, Butch Jones and the football team is front and center right now. So, he replaced the baseball coach, did he not?
Tony Vitello.
Yeah. So he's already made a change or two.
He brought in 2 UT former. You brought Todd Helton and JP Arcianda are coming in to help coach. So they both have major league experience, and they're 2 of Tennessee's better alumni in baseball. Todd Helton is Todd Helton, and so it's baseball's even looking up. And Tennessee still has to invest in the infrastructure of baseball, stadium facilities, things like that, before they get these kids that will choose Tennessee over, say, a Vanderbilt. So we still got a long ways to go on that end.
Lindsey Nelson Stadium needs some upgrades.
It does, and it's not. I don't know if you've ever seen what Vanderbilt has, but it's like our football facilities. It's pretty impressive, and if a kid can go both directions, he's going to go to Vanderbilt, because Vanderbilt prepares him better because they have the facilities and the ability to do that. And Tennessee does not up to their level. So Tennessee's going to have to pick it up a notch. You have it in softball. They just released a softball schedule, and the Lady Vol softball team is loaded, and they haven't really had a media day of pick, but they returned like 17 lettermen. I mean, they've got a pretty bang up team. You get both your pitchers back. The first 17 games are on the road before they come back into Knoxville in the middle of March to start their season. So that's pretty exciting, because you want to see the Weeklies win a national championship before it's all said and done, and they're putting it together, and of course they have put it together. So it's going to be an exciting winter and spring, I believe. Plus your spring, you should have a new football coach, so everybody's going. Who knows that's going. I mean, there's rumors all over the place.
You may have a new football coach by Halloween, the way things are going. So we'll see if they go up there this week and lay an egg. Which without Kelly, I don't see how it was going to be tough enough anyway. I keep watching the body language of this football team. In fact, I purposely turned down the sound Saturday and watched a couple of quarters and watched everything else. I mean, they just look like, to me, they've tanked it. Now they're out there giving effort. And obviously it was Alabama, 74 yards of offense in 46 plays.
Yeah,
ain't gonna get it done. 10 yards passing, a Southeastern Conference team. Now everybody people at church said, well, it's Alabama. And I've said this all week, every show. I've said, well, it's Alabama. Okay, it's Alabama, but it's Tennessee. It's an SEC football team. Yeah. 74 yards. I went back and did it, like I said I would Monday. I went back and checked every high school football game last Friday night. Only one team I'm not going to say it was because it was embarrassing, but only one team did not get at least 75 yards of offense.
Yeah.
And on Friday night in a high school football game. So there is no excuses.
I thought the defense played fairly well. I mean, I went back and rewatched it myself, and we had the bad play where Kongbo puts his hand in the guy's face mask, and we create a fumble through the end zone, and they get it 1st and goal on the 2 or whatever. I mean, it was just, you're not going to stop Alabama from the 2-yard line.
No.
And we get it down to we recover the fumble on the 20, we get it to the half-yard line, and we jump off sides.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the microcosm of our whole season
There you
right
go.
there.
There you go.
And the defense could make a play when they needed it, and the offense could make a play when they needed it. Obviously it wouldn't have made a big difference, but now you're 14 quarters without an offensive touchdown. And then when we make a play, what happens? But Rashawn Golden, flips off the entire Alabama.
A double flip, not just a flip. A double
I mean,
flip.
that picture has really circulated the internet, and there's a lot of frustration there, and so it's just.
He'll break it down tonight when we get him back
Yeah.
to the Champion Chevrolet 5-Star Football Preview Show. You coming in? You're gonna be on the phone.
I'm gonna try to come in.
I like.
I like to because I always drop off on the phone calls.
Press the flesh. Come back
Yeah,
tonight.
I'm
We
not
do
sure
our-
what happened. I have Verizon, so I'm not sure what happened.
There we go. All right. I'll see you tonight, big guy.
Okay.
Great job.
Thanks, sir.
Quick break. We'll be right back, and we will go from Tennessee, Kevin Harmon, with the UT Sports Update, to the voice of the Buccaneers. Jay Santos joins us. The play-by-play man you hear every Saturday on radio and internet across, as Rush Limbaugh says, the fruited plain. So we've got Jay coming up next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, live at Champion Chevrolet, again here on show number 622, and they said it wouldn't last.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
Do you need an event catered? At Phil's Dream Pit, we cater for gatherings over 50 people, weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, company picnics, sporting banquets, to name a few. We can set up, clean up, and of course serve. We also offer value packs that include all the food. You pick that up and serve it yourself. Check out our webpage at philsdreampit.com. That's philsdreampit.com. Phil's Dream Pit, Eastern Star exit on I-26, open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And we're a phone call away at 423-349-6437, 349-6437. Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Back on the Tom Dillon Sports Show, there he is, and we're glad to have him on board. In his 15th season, the voice of East Tennessee State, Jay Santos, the voice of the Buccaneers. Good afternoon, sir. Actually, still good morning, sir. How you doing?
Doing good today, Tom. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate you stopping by here. 15th year.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it does.
Golly, Neds.
remember when I carried your bags back in 96 and 7? Remember those years?
Don't say that. It makes me really, really old. It was 96, 97 we worked together?
Yep, 96, 97. That
Wow.
was Ed's, was that Ed's first year, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Ed
DeChellis.
Oh, man, it was Ed DeChellis' first year. They won 7 games, and that was a Christmas miracle. I told him, last time I saw him, that was the last time I told him. I said, he said, you know, he was talking about one of his teams went to tournaments, this, that, and the other. He said, which team do you remember? I said, your first team. I said, you won 7 games. I said, there were only like 6 scholarship guys left at the end of the year. And then you gave Gabe Lasicki a scholarship there late to make a 7th guy, but he was a walk-on at that point. So that was a turnaround for sure.
A ragtag bunch of misfits, but they were great guys, but they just couldn't, you couldn't play. But DeChellis got it after he took that, of course, got it going, and now he's where at Penn State?
He's actually at Navy now.
He's at Navy now, that's right. Moved from Penn State to Navy.
Yeah, got him a 10-year deal there recently.
Yeah.
So
he's probably set.
Oh, yeah. It'd be tough to turn. I would think, working at a military academy and all that, I think he'd be pretty good set. Plus, he's turned them around. They've been winning some games, too.
So, yeah, DeChellis, so he and I worked together. Keener Fry was the athletic director. I guess Kevin was the football coach, and Ed DeChellis was the basketball coach. And Annabelle Vaughn was the SID. So we go back, 96, 97?
96, 97, man.
I may just go to a break. I'm depressed now.
Yeah, I was 19 years old, Tom. I was 19 years old, and I'm now 40. How's that make you feel?
Lord have mercy. We're talking to Jay, of course, the voice of the Buccaneers, and let's talk about this football program that's come up out of the ashes, literally. Got it started back up, and Coach Torbush is, I think, doing a phenomenal job. And, of course, you're there every Saturday. So what's your take on Buccaneer football right now?
I think considering, again, where you weren't 4 years ago, I mean, you didn't have anything, and now you've got a $26 million stadium. Certainly wins and losses will kind of come. You're starting to see the recruiting uptick. Certainly there are guys that played 3 or 4 years that are still in the lineup, but you're starting to see, and you'll see it this week too, there'll be a couple of redshirt freshmen and freshmen are going to get the start. And it all really started with building that stadium on campus and starting to, you tell people you're going to build a stadium. People sometimes believe you, sometimes they don't. I think it's hard if you don't even see construction going to sell people. We're putting the stadium there, on the, the west side of campus near soccer and near the CPA, near all of that. And all they see is a big hill and pavement. And once you started to see, kind of the ground go and the swell of what a stadium would look like, I think they had their best recruiting class. I think they'll have even a better recruiting class. And then, next year coming up, they'll have guys that have been 5th years in the program. I think there's only 17 guys left from that original team. And so they let them kind of lead the way into the stadium this year to say, hey, they earned it the most, to let them lead their team out on the field. So I think the one thing was last year they snuck up and won a couple games that shocked even myself. If I'm in the trust tree here with you, Tom, I thought maybe 2-3 wins was realistic last year. Then they won at Kennesaw State, and really I thought 2 wins going into it. And they won at Kennesaw State. That was a win. The Western Carolina, where they came back at Bristol Motor Speedway, was down 21-3 going into the half, and really Western was about to go up 28-3. ETSU forced a turnover, scored, came back. And then they beat a ranked team at the end of the year in Sanford. And so when people were like, what do you think, 7-8 wins this year? I said, no, I really think they're going to be about 5-6 wins. I said, I think they just overachieved the year before. And I think, depending on how things go with the next 4 games, they've still got a shot at 5 wins. I think they certainly have a good shot at VMI, certainly got a good shot at Chat. Wofford at home will be interesting. What type of Wofford team are you going to get? A team that was kind of rocking and rolling and had a heartbreaking loss with a lot of turnovers, uncharacteristic for them. Are they going to be kind of mad as a hornet coming out, or is there going to be a little bit of a hangover, and then ETSU, has got a real good shot? I will say this, if you look at the numbers playing at New Green Stadium, ETSU is averaging close to 30 points a game, only giving up about 21 points a game. On the road, they're scoring about 20 points a game, but they're giving up 52 points a game. So they've certainly had some troubles on the road, but at home they have been ultra competitive, and it wouldn't shock me if this game wouldn't come down to the wire. And Coach Ayers, that's kind of that's kind of the style they play. I think they've been involved in every game but one. They had a blowout win against Presbyterian. Every game but one has been decided by 7 points or less. So they're used to playing tight games, and with the rain and everything coming in, it wouldn't shock me if ETSU gave them fits coming up on Saturday.
Talking to Jay Santos, the voice of the Buccaneers. Coming up, we'll hear from Sean Witten, the head football coach of the Elizabethton Cyclones. They've got their final game on the road tomorrow night at Central. Obviously a prohibitive favorite on paper. Central's having a tough season. It is their senior night, but of course they'd like nothing better than to get in and knock off Elizabethton, and Sean knows that, so we'll talk to him coming up. And a little bit later on, Dave Angie joins us from the News and Neighbor, but it's a treat for me to have this young man on. I say young, even though it's 96, 97 we worked together, but he's still way younger than I am. But this young guy does a phenomenal job behind the microphone calling Buck Sports. And I guess you talk about recruiting, what I like, because when I did the Bucks before, they always seemed to go out and get out-of-town guys, and so there wasn't much local flavor, and therefore there wasn't that many bodies in the seats because nobody would come to see kids from Florida as much, Florida, Georgia. But I think Coach Torbush and the staff's done a great job blending out-of-town recruits and local recruits, so you have a good mesh, so you have lots of bodies in the seats watching our local kids play.
And they're still losing a few. As a matter of fact, West Carolina defensive back Mikey White, who used to play at Science Hill, was there. Chattanooga's got an offensive lineman who's played at Science Hill. I think coming up the next couple of years, Austin Peay's on the schedule, a couple of Dobbins Bennett kids down there. And so certainly would like to kind of close the gap in the Tri-Cities as much, but they made a big conscious effort in Knoxville East. I know maybe Knoxville isn't quite the Tri-Cities, but certainly if you can get kids within a 90-mile radius of your campus, I think that helps people because number one, a lot of Knoxville teams come up here and play, or teams from the Tri-Cities go play, so you're familiar with the names. I think that helps as much as having kids, from Elizabethton and Science Hill and Greenville and some other contributing schools that they have. But I think, if they can play, I think Coach Torbush and his staff will do everything they can to get those kids on campus. And the one thing you can't factor in, which I've learned over time, is sometimes kids just want to leave home, and so sometimes you're going to miss out on a few Tri-Cities kids that are like, I've been here my whole life, I just want to go play somewhere else. You get that. But if they're good enough to play at ETSU and certainly want to come to ETSU, I think you're hard-pressed to find Coach Torbush not having a kind of open arms approach to wrapping his arms around those guys and bringing them into the fold, and certainly helps the Tri-Cities attendance as well.
Absolutely. And, of course, the other factor in that is the new stadium and the 12th man. I mean, the football games at East Tennessee State now, of course, are it's an event. They tailgate. I mean, it's the way it should be on a Saturday afternoon or Saturday evening in Johnson City. So those stands being full, those kids feed off that and the energy, don't they?
Certainly you can tell. I talked to the Citadel coaching staff after that, and they were just shocked. Number one, they didn't really know. None of those guys were on the staff when they played in the domes. They didn't understand any of that, but they weren't quite sure what to expect. In the first half, they really had a hard time here, and they had to go at halftime and change some of their signals on. And instead of calling in plays, they were hand signaling some stuff in that isn't necessarily what the Citadel wants to do. And I think just the stats I were giving a little bit earlier about how the team plays, I think there's no doubt they feed off the crowd. And the student section so far has caused false starts, timeouts, things that you would hope they would. And so hopefully that continues. As a matter of fact, Limestone's very first play of the game was a timeout. And you're thinking the first play of the game, you don't know what you're running. Like, that's got to be scripted. It's got to be whatever. There was some communication issue. They called a timeout. It was the second series for the Citadel. They had to use a timeout. And the Mercer had 2 delay game penalties. So certainly I think ETSU's fan base is starting to do that. And 3 out of the 4 games have been sellouts. They've gone to standing room only tickets. So I think that's also a testament. Tom, you could go a whole year, and I don't care what the attendance numbers were. If you said 8,000 warm bodies in the dome for a whole year, you would probably get a lot of arguments if that was true or not. But realistically, they've had over 8,000 for 3 games so far this year. We're knocking on the door on the 4th one.
My first stint is doing the Bucks on the radio. If we had, and I'm not being negative, I'm being factual and realistic, if we had 2,000, they considered it back in the day a good crowd. It's just that simple. So we have gone from that to a new stadium outside and bigger crowds, obviously. So yeah, you see growth in a lot of different areas, East Tennessee State sports and in particular football. Switching gears, I know he's got other things to do. I want to get as much in as I can before he takes off. Lots of excitement around this men's basketball team, and deservedly so, and the Lady Bucks. And so they're in practice now, and it's not too far tipping off their season. So kind of give us a preview of Buck basketball.
Well, I think the one thing, if start with women real quick, they got good news. A local product's coming back home, and Shy Copeney is going to be teamed up with Tiana Tarter. that honestly, if the team would have had finished better the last couple of years in the standings, I think she would hands down be the player of the year in the league. It's not even close when you look at overall numbers. There's always one or two kids that may have a little bit higher scoring average, but you look at what it means to the team, you look at rebounds, you look at assists, you look at defense. To me, it's hands down. It's not even close. She's the best player in the league. She's lost her running mate in Shamaria Bridges, but getting Shy Copeney back and person that can help take some scoring. My concern for them going into the year was everyone could just focus in on Tiana Turner because there's a bunch of unproven scores. Now I think having Copeney there is going to help. For Coach Forbes every year, it seems like you really have to buy a new yearbook or roster card and really find out who he's got. He's got 8 new guys in. Certainly has a transfer that everyone knows around here, and Patrick Good has got to sit out a year, so he'll be able to go. But they are somehow, Tom, more athletic and longer and taller than what they were a year ago. The question is how quick can they gel? And if they gel quickly, you're looking at another 20-plus win team. If it takes a little bit, and assuming everybody stays healthy, which is always a question mark around any sport, but if they can stay healthy, I think they're going to be a top 2 team. This year in the Southern Conference, the top 4 teams are going to be really, really competitive and good. Furman returns a lot. UNCG returns their top 3. Mercer returns their starting 5, and so does Samford. So I think that the league, that top 5, and always Wofford's in there. So top 5, 6 teams will be a very good league. The bottom 4 are going to have a hard time. So, but if ETSU can figure it out in the non-conference, I think they'll have a solid year.
And, of course, the arena, again, you talk about the football stadium. Of course, they went into Freedom Hall and kind of gutted it and put in new lights, new sound, and it has become a tough place, which is what you want. Home court advantage when these opposing teams come in. I mean, they're heckled, and the fans are into it, and they're on them, and it's a tough place to come in and win.
Well, the biggest argument was people can't not remember the glory days and 13,000 in the dome, and 10,000 plus for every game, and times have changed, and not just at ETSU, times have changed everywhere. They're having trouble with some attendance, but I always kind of thought if they moved away from the dome, if they could get a 7,500 seat, now granted Freedom Hall's about 6,500, but I felt like if you could get sellouts, make it a tough ticket, and just really create the atmosphere of college basketball. And last year, 3 sellouts. Having Tennessee come obviously helped that out, but Chattanooga and Furman were sellouts, 2 conference games. I would assume you're probably going to look at Furman and Chattanooga yet again, a situation from sellouts. Season tickets, they've sold more already again this year. So, I think once they went in, and I call it Buckeyes, once they Buckeyes the building, and it looked like the ETSU's building, I thought you saw not just the community kind of get behind it, but the students got behind it. And none of this, Tom, really makes it a good fan base if the students aren't there going crazy, being students.
Perfect point. I was there with the little people at the circus a couple of weeks ago, and I looked around and I thought, man, they have really done it. It's a great way to describe it. They've Buckeyized this building for sure. I mean, even off season, the signage is still up, and so yeah, they're getting ready for a great season of Buccaneer basketball, but football's still very much going on. So Saturday, what time's kickoff? And talk about your staff real quick before you go. Who helps you in the broadcast?
Kickoff's going to be at 1 o'clock. We'll pregame show 11:30. Matt Wiljum, the former quarterback, Science Hill
great guy,
grad. He was with me the last year of football, and we still luckily kept in touch, did all that, and he was more than welcome to come back when we roll around. Have Don Hellman, good buddy of mine, does kind of our stats and facts and spots, and does a few other things for me, and actually really honestly helps me because we have such a long hour-and-a-half pregame and halftime postgame. He helps do some of that work for me. And then my sideline reporter, Robert Harper, actually was at Marshall with IMG Network as a student when that's how I met him, because I was roaming sidelines back in the 90s for ETSU, and then he was doing it for Marshall, so he ended up being the play-by-play voice at Campbell, North Florida. He actually decided he wanted to make some real money and works for Coke now and lives in Charlotte, and just contacted me. He's like, was living in Nashville and was doing some ESPN3, SEC Plus stuff, and said, I don't really have a gig, what do you got? And I said, well, I got sideline for football and maybe some basketball, ESPN3 stuff. He said, I'm in, just let me know. And so the ironic part of Robert, Matt Wiljum, and myself and we were actually taking a photo Saturday. We like to pride ourselves on being the only true 3-man broadcast team with twins. So we sent a Live Sports Bureau a message about that, if they could look that up for us. Or we're the only true play-by-play color and sideline reporter to have a set of twins, and so we're going to send them the photo this Saturday.
That's good. I like that.
And so we like to have fun. we are outnumbered by kids on the broadcast team, and then usually the booth is almost a daycare center in the back, especially considering Saturday is a rain fest. So, but we do have a good crew. Having the ability to have another play-by-play guy on the sideline who had already did sidelines for the IMG Network with Marshall and Steve Conn. Of course, obviously you're very familiar with that. But to have him, not just do sidelines, but sometimes get in our ear and see stuff that would help the broadcast. That's been tremendous. And Matt's X's and O's. Sometimes I got to calm him down. I'm like, you've got to talk English at some point. Some of the fans don't actually know what you're talking about. And so we work well together. And like anything, Tom, like something I learned from all you guys. If you're not having fun, don't do it. That's one thing we try to do is have a good time.
Life's too short. Got to have fun. So. Got to get you back more often. Can you come more?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Give me some taters.
All right, brother.
Great guy. I enjoyed working with him back in the day, 96, 97.
Tom's
long time ago. Long time ago. But he was just a young pup, and I was an old cowboy then, old cowboy now. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll go to Sean Whitten talking Elizabethton football next year. Show number 622 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import and Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Now available at Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. The Hash Brown Scramble, the first breakfast bowl with Chick-fil-A. The Hash Brown Scramble, a hearty breakfast option made with Chick-fil-A's signature tot-style hash browns. Scrambled eggs, a Monterey Jack and cheddar cheese blend, and a choice of sliced Chick-fil-A nuggets or sausage. Served with jalapeno salsa, the scramble can be enjoyed in a bowl or as a burrito. The Hash Brown Scramble Bowl, 30 grams of protein when made with nuggets. The bowl and burrito start at $3.49. Served until 10:30 every morning, Monday through Saturday. The Hash Brown Scramble or burrito, again at Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City.
Back on the Tom Douglas Sports Show. Thanks again to Jay Santos, the voice of the Buccaneers, stopping by and talking a little Buck football. And let's go to the phone. Let's talk a little Cyclone football. Sean Whitten, the head coach, with us. And, Coach, again, good morning, sir. How you doing?
Hey, thanks, Tom. Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate you being with me. And let's talk about last Friday night, a record-setting performance for Carter Everett and for Ryan Wetzel and for the football team as you nailed down home field advantage in week 1. So talk about the big win over Sullivan South.
Well, it's just great to come out and get a big win, responding back from the Greenville game. And it was great to show we come out and played extremely well. It's senior night. We got some great seniors we had to honor and tribute. And, we just wanted to show we got signs of a good football team. You just didn't want to be that team that goes out there and has mental lapses of carrying over from Greenville and, not having the energy. So just proud of our guys, the way they mentally came prepared and, the way that we were able to go out and execute.
Well, obviously, Carter Everett had a record-setting night, 431 yards, and so it was very, the kid's a great talent. He's only a junior, and you know that. But you also know, having played football and been there, his offensive line made him look really, really good the other night. So kudos to the Hogs up front for Elizabeth and giving him time to throw the ball.
Well, there's no question. The way that South has always given us a lot of pressure on defense. They did a lot of that back even when we had Ethan Thomas in 13 and 14. And our guys did a terrific job of picking it up, to be able to pick up all the twists, the movement, and bringing multiple linebackers. And, we just took advantage of an opportunity. We've worked hard on our passing game over the last several years. We've done a lot of 7-on-7 camps in the summer. And, we've got running backs, tight ends, we got wing backs. And, we're fortunate we got some big receivers this year. So we've been able to capitalize on a lot of those routes and really throw the ball. But the biggest thing, like you mentioned, Tom, is, when you want to run the football, and that's what we want to do when you got a guy like Corey Russell, is also be able to throw the ball. So your linemen have got to be able to do a great job of pass protection, then also be able to be the Hogs, and run the football when you need to. 2 weeks ago, 21 carries by Corey Russell, and we had to control the game, control the clock against Greenville, and then Friday night, they just gave us an opportunity, and we went out there and maximized it.
We're talking to Sean Whitten. You see on the screen again the head football coach of the Elizabethton Cyclones. You look at Carter's numbers just this season, 2,073. This is compliments of the Johnson City Press. 2,073 yards passing. You got Wetzel, 702 catching the ball. Evan Perkins, 648 yards catching the ball. And then you got a couple other guys that aren't in the stat sheet, but you got Keelan Hall, and you also got Zach Hartley and some of these other guys making catches, and Allen out of the backfield. So what was it the other night? 8 or 9 different guys that ever threw to against Sullivan South?
Yeah, well, that's one of the things we've been forcing all year, Tom, is, we've been able to mix it up. Of course, Ryan's our go-to receiver, and then we got a great complementary receiver in the slot with Evan Perkins. Evan was a terrific football player for us last year that came on strong towards the end, and then now you got some other guys doing it as well. Keelan's coming on strong for us at the end. We've been able to throw the ball some to our tight ends, And the thing you like, too, is, early in the year against Daniel Boone, we were able to get Corey the ball out of the backfield, which, people still got to, defend. And then, Friday night, the ability to create mismatches is what the game's all about. It's what it's coming to, And we're fortunate we got some guys that, when you put Austin out as a wing back and running back, his speed, is a mismatch for any linebacker, when you motion him out of the backfield. And Corey is the same thing. So, we're fortunate enough we got 2 guys on the outside that are 6'2", that Ryan's ability to go up and make some plays is pretty remarkable. And, Perkins' ability to catch the ball in the slot, and that in between the hashes and across the middle has been pretty impressive. So, it just credit back to the offensive line, because that's the key, Tom. I mean, just to be able to have some consistency, to be able to be balanced week in and week out, to be able to work on all those different things through the course of the week is really a tremendous effort. Those guys got 2 great leaders. Jeff Pierce does a great job, which, he is a Hog for life. It's great to have a guy like that leads our offensive line, and then Forrest Holt, who also helps our offensive line, does a terrific job in getting those guys ready each week.
We're talking to Sean Whitten, head football coach of the Elizabethton Cyclones. This is a Friday night where a lot of coaches have a tough time, and you do as well, because you're going into a ball game against Sullivan Central, who's 0-9. On paper, you're a huge favorite. Everybody knows that. So you've got a tough tough decision, I would think, because you got the playoffs looming on the other side of this game. You want to keep everybody fresh, but yet you don't want to, you want to get them out there and get them some reps for the starters, but you don't want to embarrass Sullivan Central, and so you're kind of a tough spot. And how do you handle that? Because that's not an easy thing to do.
Well, I think you got to just, good thing about having this week is just having great coaches, and ability to put game plans together and practice plans together. And you're what you do on Friday is a true example of how you prepared on the course of the week. And I think sometimes, even I get caught up into it, Tom. It's just, you got to practice, go out there and get all the things done. But, we've decided to, we still try to stay mentally strong in the weight room. We've worked on some situational stuff that can help us in the playoffs that you always got to be ready for. We've worked hard on our special teams. We do a lot of formations and offensive personnel. So I think a lot of times, instead of worrying about the opponent, you worry about yourself and getting you guys ready to play. A couple weeks ago we moved some defensive linemen over to our offensive linemen to really help to give us create some depth there, and so it's given us some time to work Cameron Coleman, Jared Grindstaff, Chuck Lamone, even Joseph Collins, coming over and play some tight end for us, because when you get in the playoffs, you got to be able to run the football and stop the run. You got to be able to control the clock. And I think for us, the one thing that we've got to do better is close out games. We had a lead 28-6 against Boone. They crawled back in it. We had a 3-3 game against Greenville, and we let them kind of slip away the start of the third quarter. And even Friday night, we were up, 21-0, and then at halftime it was 28-13. So I think we've got to be able to try to, close out some football games, run the clock out, and work on some situations like that. Tom, the game's about inches, the game's about situations. It just comes down to those one plays. Friday night, we got in a 2-minute situation right before half. And we ended up kicking a 37-yard field goal. Well, it could have been a 32-yard field goal. The difference between a 37-32 is not much, but to win a playoff game, to survive and move on is pretty critical. So the attention to detail, working on those things, making sure we're staying fresh, ready to go. And, as we talked about on our show, Tom, as one chapter closes Friday night, another one opens up and starts on Saturday. And, this is a great time of the year, and our kids have worked hard for the playoffs.
Absolutely. And so before we let you go here, again, do want to remind folks to be sure and go to either YouTube, type in Sean Whitten, his show pops up, we do it every week, or go right back here to the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page or to TomTaylorSports.com. There's 3 different ways to watch the show. I think it's like 18, 19, 20 minutes this week. A lot of highlights. So Coach talks about the South game, and we show some highlights about that. So like it and share it. We'd appreciate that. Coach, before I let you go, it is playoff time week after next. You're going to be home on Friday night, November the 3rd. I'm thinking, we looked at this the other day, is it Sequoia more than likely? I know it's yet totally to be determined, but is it leaning towards Sequoia next Friday night?
Yeah, Sequoia or a possibility of East Ridge, just kind of went with the situation and kind of finishes up to Friday night. And, either way, you're going to get a team that's going to travel, quite a ways, especially that first round game. We had McMahon Central a year ago, always down in Athens, Tennessee. It's a long drive, but even East Ridge, inner city Chattanooga coming off there, it's a 3.5-hour drive. It's a long time. So we're fortunate enough to be at home. I don't really know much about those two teams, but, obviously, either one of those teams is going to be either, 6-3, 7, 6-4, 7-3. So you're going to get some good teams. And I think, our kids realize that regardless of where you're seated, your record, it's a new season in the playoffs. A lot of teams, it's just about getting in. Once you get in, anything can happen. So, we just got to be focused, be ready to go, and we're glad to be at home and make the most of our opportunities. So you got to take one day at a time, one play at a time. Your preparation's got to be on point, and the best thing about the playoffs, Tom, especially that first round game, is you look forward to playing an uncommon foe. You really don't want to play somebody you've already played before. You like to be able to test your program against another program across the state. So it's a good chance for us to see what East Tennessee compares to Chattanooga football and vice versa. So, I'm sure that both those teams will be well coached, ready to go. And a team like East Ridge, I'm sure they'll have tons of athletes. So we're just excited to be at home, excited opportunity to host the playoff game, and to carry on that tradition and see if we can make a run at this thing.
You got it. I'm right there with you. A great report. I know you're busy. Thanks for your time. I'll see you tomorrow night up in Bluffville, all right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep, good man right there. Sean Witten, the head football coach of the Elizabethton Cyclones. We appreciate him being with us right here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. We've got a trophy presentation of sorts to present. The pick and panel winner last week, we had out on the table a big steaks, a bag of M&M's. God, these people are hilarious over here. I love coming over here every week. These guys are a hoot. We will take a break. We will come back, and we will talk to Andy Dietrich, who won the picking panel, the real champion. There you go. He has worn it out since I walked in the door, and much to the dismay of Tim Copenhaver. And so we'll take a break, and we'll talk to Andy about the last couple of days of the month, how you can buy a ticket and make a difference for kids at Niswonger, and also how you can win a free vehicle for the 11th year from Champion Chevrolet. So all that coming up next year. Then Carmichael joins us by phone, and we'll wrap up the show with Dave Angie. And if the beauty's up here today, I don't know if she is or not, Kristen Martin, if she is, she'll be here. If not, she won't. Be pretty simple. Quick break. We'll be right back. We know he's here. He's chomping. Andy Dietrich, co-owner of Champion Chevrolet, next year on show number 622 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
Do you need an event catered? At Phil's Dream Pit, we cater for gatherings over 50 people. Weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, company picnics, sporting banquets, to name a few. We can set up, clean up, and of course serve. We also offer value packs that include all the food. You pick that up and serve it yourself. Check out our webpage at philsdreampit.com. That's philsdreampit.com. Phil's Dream Pit, Eastern Star exit on I-26, open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And we're a phone call away at 423-349-6437, 349-6437. Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
And see, is he there? He's not there, but he's fixing to be there because he is winner chicken dinner. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please put your hands together?
No, he's not here.
And the champion is in the building. There he is. How you doing?
Feels good to be a champion.
at Champion.
Let's refresh
Chris,
our viewers.
It's going to get deep, brother.
From last week.
Let's go ahead and refresh the picks. Go ahead.
Yes, and we don't have to refresh which picks I picked, but the Copenhagen, my partner here, was standing off camera the whole time, giggling and making fun of my picks.
Yes, he did.
And then we had a little side bet because he was so determined, and we just decided to do M&Ms. And sure enough, who won the picking panel this week? Woo!
M&Ms, yeah.
Yeah, yes, blind squirrel will find a nut every once in a while.
Chicken dinner, there you go.
But anyway, he was making fun of my picks, giving me a hard time.
Just for the record, Mr. Dietrich went 5 for 5 in the college picks. He picked Penn State, he picked Notre Dame, he picked Oklahoma State, and the two that I didn't think he would get right, Mississippi State wore Kentucky out, and he picked Louisville to beat Florida State in Tallahassee. So he went 5 for 5 in the college picks. And he picked Elizabethton, Daniel Boone, and Johnson County in the high school picks for a total of 8. Mr. Copenhagen finished with 6. So
he got destroyed. As nice as I can put it. Ran over him like a freight train.
Oh, that's
but
it.
we don't have to keep up talking about this, about how bad he got beat.
You don't have to rub any salt in the wounds, but go ahead, let me just present this.
That's a nice big pack too.
There you go.
That's not like a little one they hand you when you go to door trick or treating. that's the Queen Bee right there.
That's a grab and go size.
Oh my gosh!
With a reseal.
I mean that'll last me 5 minutes.
So having beat Mr. Copenhagen, let me present this to you this week. To the So, and Tim, and out of full disclosure, he brought the money over here begrudgingly and said, "I owe you for M&Ms." No, you don't. So there's a little pile of money sitting over in the corner. I'd give that to Pig. Let Pig buy him a soda pop or something.
Yeah.
Give that to Pig. That's your soda pop money. I will not take that. He's got change out of his pocket, so
he moped on over here and took his beating this morning.
Mope being the key word.
Yeah,
so.
had his head down.
Yeah. So.
Maybe a little teary-eyed. I don't.
He was. It was a somber walk over here. I can tell you
that.
It
was. And then it was sort of when he saw me the day after. I think you texted me or something that night. I saw him the next day. It was like the walk of shame. You know how you get, and I felt sorry for him after a while.
Yeah.
Like it's okay. It's okay to get beat that bad every once in a while.
I knew when I counted these up over the weekend, I thought we ain't ever going into this. So, but Tim has said new week. So he came over and said new week. So he won't win twice. So he's throwing down the gauntlet. So here we go. Let's do the picks and we'll get into what's going on with Champion Chevrolet. We only have a couple of. What is it today? Today's the 26th, 27th. I don't even know what the date is. I'm just excited to be here. What is today's date? It is the 26th. We got.
It's Thursday too.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday's Halloween at the end of the month. So, but some great savings to close out the month, and cool weather's coming. A lot of folks thinking trucks, and with good reason. We'll tell you about the trucks.
It's even got the resealable zipper.
Oh, yeah, that's what I said.
I mean, I don't have to eat it all at once. I can just zip it back,
nibble, and go back.
Man, you go all out, Tom.
I am who I am, like Popeye says. All right, here we go. Picking panel time. Sullivan South at Sullivan North, the Civil War tomorrow night. What do you like?
Boy. I'm going to say Sullivan South.
Taking South. All right. We have Happy Valley at South Green. Big ball game tomorrow night in 3A football. 2A football.
Oh, gosh. You got some hard ones this week.
Oh, yeah. Wait till we get to the college picks.
I'm going to say Happy Valley.
Happy Valley. Happy Valley. All right.
Don't you dare show Tim my picks because he'll want to copy since I did so well and beat him bad last week.
See, over the last couple of weeks, he kind of purposely went away from it. And he said he ain't going to do any good. So now that he's won, he may come around here and just kind of look over my shoulder.
You're going to have to cover that up.
Well, he's at lunch, so he won't know this.
Yeah.
All right. Unicoi County or Johnson County?
I'm going to say Johnson.
Johnson County up on the mountain Friday
night. You've got some tough ones.
Thank you. Chucky Doak at West Green, another big ball game. That's for play. See, the last game of the regular season, this is going to be in 3A football. Everybody's out there trying to get those 4 spots for the playoffs.
I'm going to say West Green.
West Green, okay. And the last one is a huge one down in Jonesboro. Crockett hosting Morristown East.
I'm going to say Morristown East.
All right. College picks, Tennessee and Kentucky.
These are tough.
Yeah.
You know, especially after what happened 2 nights ago.
Old John's in trouble.
I think I'm going to pull for Kentucky.
All right.
I'm not pulling for. I'm saying Kentucky win. I'm not pulling for Kentucky. I'm pulling for Tennessee. But
What's the prizing this week, by the way? Something different besides M&M's? What are we playing for? Think about that.
Okay.
Georgia, Florida.
Oh, Georgia.
Georgia.
In Jacksonville.
In Jacksonville.
I don't understand that. Why is it at a neutral site?
I don't know. I've never understood either. You call it the world's largest cocktail party. They've kind of toned that down to be politically correct, to kind of downplay alcoholic beverages being consumed, but that's what they call it. But I don't know why they don't rotate from. I mean, it'd be a great home game, home and away.
Yeah.
Penn State, Ohio State in Columbus.
I'm
Nittany Lions or the Buckeyes?
I'm going to say the Buckeyes.
All right. Yeah, we won't let him come over and see this. North Carolina State at Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. And then Georgia Tech at Clemson.
Clemson.
There you go. There are the picks. If you
I can be honest, I'm not very confident on my picks this week. There are some really there's some tough ones. Ones I think could go either way.
All right, do the pick'em panel. We do this for fun at Champion, but these guys and ladies have won.
The real winners, the real
winners.
champions.
Last week was Joe Ragsdale. The guy went 10 for 10.
Wow.
Works
I'm glad
in
he
City.
wasn't in. I wouldn't get my bag of M&Ms if he was in on this.
He went 10 for 10, so go. You have until midnight tonight. TomTaylorSports.com/football. Eugene Jeffers, Greenville. Tracy Clark, Kingsport. Brenda Byram, Elizabethton. Raymond Taxley, 2-time winner. From Kingsport, Jay McNeil, Elizabethton. Tony Briggs, Elizabethton. So the Elizabethton folks are on this, so you can be as well. Had some good picks last week, too. Philip Dishner almost won it from out in Colonial Heights, but he did not, so we'll see. But again, you have until midnight tonight to pick, and again, we're not doing points. We just want to know who you think's going to win. The winner gets $25. He gets M&Ms, but the real winners get $25 either. And you say, well, I live out of town. I watch the show, and a lot of folks do, but that's why you have an email address when you fill it out. Then we'll get a hold of you, find out your mailing address. We'll mail you a check. It's not a problem. $25.
Yeah.
You get a good dinner at most restaurants around here for $25.
Yeah.
Or on your way to almost 2 folks.
You know, if you could plan it just right, a lot of these restaurants have kids eat free on Thursday nights. You could really go high on the hog.
There you go. Rack up. All right. Let's talk about Champion Chevrolet. Let's talk about how you guys and ladies, she is here.
The beauty is here.
The beauty is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Look at her.
She's been ignoring us, I think, down here in this show.
She has.
As a whole.
Yeah. And I learned last night she doesn't return text either, so.
She's just, she's hard to figure out.
But
she's a mystery.
Well, Daddy used to say people like that are aloof.
Aloof?
Is like that word?
Aloof.
Yeah, you just can't pin them down. But anyway, the beauty's in the house. If she wants to come be on the show, that's up to you.
She may not want to be. I don't know. She may have something against it now.
Something more important than us over here just talking about Champion Chevrolet. But we're going to give away a chance for 3 vehicles on January 27th. Tell me about that. This is awesome.
Raffle tickets are $50 a piece. You can buy them online at mshafoundation.org, or you can buy them in the gift shop at John C. Med Center, or you can buy them here at the sales desk in the showroom at Champion Chevrolet. They only printed 4,000 tickets, $50 a piece. Grand prize winner has their choice of a new 2018 Chevrolet Traverse, a new 2017 Chevrolet Silverado, or a new 2018 Cadillac ATS. And then they draw 3 more drawings after that, and the second drawing is for $2,500 cash, the third drawing is for $1,500 cash, and the fourth drawing is for $1,000 cash. So 4,000 tickets. You got a 1 in 4,000 shot, and then if you don't win the car, you still have great odds. I don't know where any other thing that can win something of this caliber at the odds.
Sure.
And then 100% of the proceeds of the $50 ticket that you purchase goes straight back to Niswangers Children's Hospital. So nothing at all comes to us or anything else. It just goes straight to Niswangers. So
Miss Willis will be back next week. Talk about that. Miss Tiffany on next Thursday.
Yeah, she hung banners out here in the road. We drive by Champion on the Bristol Highway out here. There's banners of the info that I just told you and pictures of the cars.
Yep. And so the car choices are, this is not just for 6 months we want to buy or it's a lease. I mean, this is
forever.
Yeah,
forever.
It's your vehicle. 2018 Chevrolet Traverse, a 2017 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 double cab, or choose from a 2018 Cadillac ATS. 11th year that Champion has given this great cause at the Niswonger Children's Hospital. You can buy tickets right here too, can't you?
Right here from me in the showroom.
There you go. So
we take
and
cash,
since you won the picking panel,
checks or credit card.
I think if I want to win, I'd want to come buy a ticket from Andy because Andy won the picking panel. So you got to feel like if he's just touching the ticket, there's some luck going in that deal. Yeah.
Amen. I mean, if I can win this gigantic grab-and-go size resealable zipper
M&Ms,
you can win a car.
Absolutely, no question. So there you go. Now, winding this thing out, what we got? What do you say? 4 or 5 days left in October.
Yeah, not many.
Yeah.
And then one thing we need to note: this Saturday will be the last day until the time changes again. That last day will be open until 8 o'clock. Starting Monday of next week, we'll start closing at 7.
There we go. So
you have to change your football thing.
Move
tonight.
our show up from 5 to 7 instead of from 6 to 8.
Yep.
Which that's okay too. Hi, Kristen. Isn't she nice?
She's a nice one.
She's a nice one. Yes, she is. So
she moved her desk so she overlooks and can see right down at the radio show here. So she knows what's going on. Yeah.
Oh, Lord have mercy. You embarrassed me. Go ahead. Talk about
something. Just change the subject. Quick. Hurry.
Because you've embarrassed me. Go ahead.
It's still truck month. We've still got 0% for 72 months on most of our most popular Chevrolet trucks in lieu of rebates. If you don't take the 0%, you can get $11,000 off a crew cab All-Star 1500, $6,000 off a new 2018 Equinox LT, $4,500 off a 2017 Trax 4x4, 2017 Cruze and Malibus are 23% off MSRP, so almost, that's almost a quarter off. We do have a quarter off 2017 Sonic and Sparks. That's 25% off MSRP. And double cab 2017 All-Star Silverados are $9,250 off MSRP. So great deals. Rebates are big. Rates are low. In lieu of the, if you want a big truck and you don't want the rebates but you want low rate, they've got 0% till the end of the month, up to 72 months. So it's a win-win.
Win-win.
Winner, chicken dinner.
ChampionJC.com. All this is on there too. So
yes,
we hit a lot of numbers, but it's all out there. Of course, they've got ads in both the Kingsport and Johnson papers. So, you can actually do hands-on. So what's been the big seller so far this month? There's been trucks. There's been a Malibus. What's been flying out?
It's still trucks. I mean, we're still selling a large number of the new 2018 new body style Traverse, which is one of the ones we're giving away, and the new body style 2018 Equinox LT. So the Equinox is a brand new body style this year, and it's only been out maybe less than 3 months, and we're already doing $6,000 off MSRP on them, the LT models. So I've got a great selection of them down here. I've got almost a row and a half of them sitting down here in the middle of the lot. It's a great vehicle. If you don't need a third row seat, it's the vehicle you need. You can get over 30 miles per gallon on the front wheel drive, 4-cylinder models, and it's just a great vehicle. Won a lot of accolades, has great safety ratings and great fuel economy.
There you go. Champion Chevrolet. Plus, you got a lot of pre-owned vehicles. A lot of folks. What's the percentage when someone buys one, they use a car as a trade, a vehicle as a trade? 80%?
More and more, I would say it's probably 70%. It's I don't know what people are doing with their trade-ins nowadays, if they're passing them to family members or what, but we're seeing that more, that someone come in and buy a new car and they don't have a trade-in, and you're like, well, how'd they get here? They're just the buses rolling up out front.
Hitchhiker.
Uber.
Goober. There you go.
Goober or Uber?
Uber. Goober.
So, but anyway, we'll sell them no matter what, trade-in or no trade-in.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah, whatever it takes. How do they do that?
How in the world do they win
the picking panel?
The picking panel.
Show the prize one more time.
I mean, it's exciting.
It is exciting. Cletus is kind of circling over. He may want to share in the. He may ask for.
No, he wants my M&Ms. Yes.
Yes, he may want. Look at him, grinning like a fox in the hen house.
If he gets too close, I'll have to backhand him out of the way. I'm not scared.
No, you're not scared of nothing. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. We'll go on the phone, talk to Carmichael, and also Dave Angie due to join us. We'll be right back right after this. We're live at Champion Chevrolet on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one and done location in Kingsport. 247-5400.
Now available at Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. The Hash Brown Scramble, the first breakfast bowl with Chick-fil-A. The Hash Brown Scramble, a hearty breakfast option made with Chick-fil-A's signature tot-style hash browns, scrambled eggs, a Monterey Jack and cheddar cheese blend, and a choice of sliced Chick-fil-A nuggets or sausage. Served with jalapeno salsa, the scramble can be enjoyed in a bowl or as a burrito. The Hash Brown Scramble Bowl, 30 grams of protein when made with nuggets. The bowl and burrito start at $3.49. Served until 10:30 every morning, Monday through Saturday. The Hash Brown Scramble or burrito, again at Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. We're back at the Tom Taylor Sports Show. He is with us on phone. Again, our buddy Carmichael, normally here, but he's going to be back with us next week, and he's with us by phone. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I am doing great on this beautiful East Tennessee. I'm in Knoxville right now in the wonderful Barnes & Noble here on Kings Pike, picking up a few things, picking up a Liverpool Reds, Mr. Taylor's soccer team, picking up their yearbook and a hockey magazine, and getting ready to pick up a basketball book and head back toward the Western North Carolina here in the next couple hours.
There you go. I can't even spell soccer, but anyway, the Liverpool Reds, that's good stuff. Now, you're in Knoxville. What are you hearing? That's a great way to start our segment. John Kelly and Will Ignott not with the team this week, going to Kentucky. A really, really poor decision, both those guys. And so what are you hearing in Knoxville down there about this football team and specifically about John Kelly?
Well, in Kelly's case, everybody is saying, well, what a great loss. Okay, well, if he's such a great player, you've not scored any touchdowns or not scored any offensive points in the last 3 weeks anyway. So really, what really loss is it? I mean, when you can't score, you can't get close to scoring. So they're going to put his backups in and see what kind of job they can do this week. It was poor judgment and just another, I was getting ready to say another feather in Butch's cap, but it's just maybe maybe kind of the ultimate, the fitting into this football season down here.
Yeah, it's been a tough year, and of course, it was going to be tough enough to go to Kentucky and win with him. So, they go without him. Of course, as you said, gives a chance for a couple of young guys to step up and play. But I would think that really takes the wind out of the sails in the locker room, or it may rally the troops. It can go either way, but I think it's going to be very tough for Tennessee to win up there Saturday. What do you think?
It is, because they can't score. If they could, and Kentucky can't pass the ball. Kentucky's having trouble scoring as well and having trouble stopping anybody. So you've got two struggling offenses going against each other, and it's going to be, can Tennessee make enough plays on defense and special teams to win? And possibly, maybe this is the rally. Maybe this is the rally point of the year. This is another, we talked a couple of weeks ago, well, how much do these kids want to play for Butch Jones? Well, you're going to find out this week. Are they going to, because this will be a job saver. I was going to say potentially be a job saver. If he loses this week, it's not a matter of if you fire him, it's a matter of when you fire him.
But we've said that for 3 weeks. Georgia, South Carolina, and now, of course, Alabama. We kind of knew that was going to happen there, but I really thought after the South Carolina game, the way he let that in, they would let him go then. But we say this every week now. Well, if he loses this game, he is going to get fired. But so far, no rumblings, and I'm not out for the guy.
Well, we're in East Tennessee. Because of a few issues, I've had to make like 4 trips across the back and forth from Black Mountain to Nashville over the last 4 days. And between the 2 big local talk shows here, which are Eric Ainge's show that's on in the mornings, and Tony Basilio, who's been a Tennessee, with Tennessee for years, and listening to Bill King in Nashville. I mean, it's a matter of when, and it's like, who are you going to hire? Now it's the names are out there, and it's you're not hearing the Grudens anymore or anything. I mean, it seems like it's more of the Scott Frost, which I don't think he's going to end up here. I think he's going to end up in Nebraska, or the Jeff Brahms, or the PJ Flex, or the Dan Mullins, or even the just other names across the board.
What about Chip Kelly? You hearing much about him?
That's the thing. They say the problem with Kelly is he's just not, he's not one of these cuddly kind of guys with the alumni and the donors, and that may be his. If there's a downfall, that may be the downfall, is that he's not a big. He comes in, recruits the kids, coaches the teams. I even heard the name Les Miles this morning as a possibility. So, but they seem to be more on Mullen. It seems like the thing is more Mullen, Frost, Fleck. And Braum. Those names.
We're talking to Carmichael. He's got some great news in the Parks and Rec. We'll save that for a few minutes because they're really proud that that's where he's been. And so the Johnson City Parks and Rec is really mopped up with some awards, and we'll let him toot their horn about that coming up in a minute. How about the World Series now? Best of 5, and what a shootout last night. Dodgers win Game 2 in the 11th inning. And so they win at 7-6, tie the series up with a game apiece, heading off to Houston, traveling today. Houston tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. If need be, Monday and Tuesday back at Dodger Stadium. Assess last night's game 2 of the World Series.
I mean, you've had 2 games that have been completely almost polar opposites. I mean, Game 1, Tuesday night, what a pitching duel between Keuchel and Kershaw to go all the way, down to the 7th inning. The quickest. I think they said the quickest World Series game in almost 30 years, 2 hours and 20. But it was a pitcher's duel all the way. And with the Heat last night, and the Heat could have made it's been almost like a home run derby. Everything, all the runs are coming from home runs in this World Series. That's because when you're playing in temperatures of almost 100 degrees or at 100 degrees, the humidity's there. You get the ball up. The ball travels much better in that kind of weather than it does cooler weather. And it's just been a great series to watch, a fun series to watch. Rich Hill didn't go long last night, but Verlander, he gave up 2 hits. that gave up the runs, but the Houston staying in there and now getting it back to Houston, and that's where they've been successful in the postseason, playing at home.
Well, I said yesterday on the show when we were moving mortgage, I said for the Astros to have a chance in this series, they've got to win when Verlander's on the mound. They did last night. Now it's a best of 5. You got 3 in Houston, 2 in L.A., so really it's anybody's series. But, again, you look at the long ball last night, and goodness gracious, where do you start? You look at Alex Bregman, or not Bregman, but Chris Taylor, making that diving catch, and Bregman's single, knocked his cap off, and then you get into the home run part of it, and so guys going deep on the home run ball. I was trying to think which one was most prolific for you.
You lost me last night because literally, Tom, I was up at 3 in the morning. I was up yesterday. I left Black Mountain. I had to go back home because of a baby. We had a sick babysitter, and my wife had to work Tuesday night, so I had to drive on Tuesday morning back from Nashville or Franklin, back from there, back to Black Mountain to pick up my daughter and keep her until my wife got home. And I left it a little bit before 4 yesterday morning and drove back to Franklin. I put more miles on than Denny Hamlin the last few weeks driving a car, than Martin Truex Jr. driving the last few weeks. I've had more mileage than I definitely have had more mileage than some of these guys that didn't make the chase. So
you got it. So
that wrecked, but.
So you've been kind of out of the loop.
Yes.
Well, Jose Altuve with a home run. Correa had a home run. You had Marwin Gonzalez, the home run for the Astros. So these guys.
Because everything kind of broke late in this game last night. Everything went. I mean, everything kind of went going late. It kept going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's been, and it could have. Even Tuesday night's game could have went down with. But when they knew they got to Kelly Jansen last night. That was the big thing for Houston. Now they know they can. That was the Dodgers, big ace in the hole, having Jansen come out of the bullpen late, and he's been so effective this season. Well, they got to him last night, so now that has to give Houston confidence going into these last 5 ball games. It's like, hey, we beat their best guy last night. We got to him in the bullpen, so we know we can go. We know now we can stay with this team. And going home, they've been a really good home team all year, so let's see how that happens. Can they sweep at home? Quite possibly. We'll just have to see what the Dodgers have for them tomorrow night.
6 home runs in the final 3 innings of the game. Gonzalez again, Altuve and Correa back-to-back. Puig shot, the Springer game winner, and then a Charlie Culbertson solo shot against Davinsky in the bottom of the 11th to make things interesting. So, of course, add that to the Peterson and Seager home runs. You get a World Series record, 8 home runs in the game. Game 3 tomorrow night, Darvish will go for the Dodgers, and either Morton or McCullers, they haven't decided yet who's going to go for the Astros tomorrow night. Here's a stat, Carmichael, for all those stat folks out there. By winning Game 2 and knotting the series up at 1 apiece, the Astros avoided falling into a major hole. According to the WhoWins.com website, teams that have fallen behind 2-0 in the World Series have come back to win the series only 19% of the time. So, on the flip side, you increase your chances now to 35. Teams that win Game 2 to tie the series 1-1 have gone on to win the series 52% of the time. So the Astros, as we said, made this a 5-game set. Going forward, you like the Dodgers? Do you like the Astros to win this thing?
I like the Astros. I think if the Astros can get tomorrow night and get to 2-1, I think they can win this thing. Houston's bugaboo in the playoffs in the postseason has been their bullpen. They've got to have, if their bullpen can't come through, then you're going to have to require McCullers, and you're going to have to require Morton then to come through and pitch, go 7-8 innings. Give you enough pitching there for you to win the game. Their bullpen's been the big bugaboo. Can they get through it? I don't know. The Dodgers bullpen was the strength, but last night their bullpen fell down for them. So, it's who can keep swinging the hot bats, who can keep doing it. Taylor has done an outstanding job. The Dodgers have just went with these young players and put some of those veterans on the bench that they had this year. Gonzalez, Utley. I mean, they put guys that they didn't even activate Granderson for the World Series. So they've decided to go with the youth and the future of the club trying to win this World Series, and they've got a good chance. Let's just see what happens tomorrow night and just enjoy. It's going to be, and definitely the college football this weekend. You move, the big games are now Saturday afternoon, so that should leave Saturday night open for some great baseball.
Absolutely. All the big college football games are, in fact, on Saturday afternoon. So before I let you go, you're bringing back some hardware, you and the staff of the Parks and Rec, and pretty exciting stuff. Tell us what you won, and you're very proud of that.
Yes, our staff did it, and it's because it was our staff. They did a great job. We were nominated for 5 awards at the State Recreation Conference, which is where I've been since Monday, off and on in Franklin, and we won 4 awards. Jenny Brock, Vice Mayor, she does a lot of work with the seniors program. She won an award. Unfortunately, her granddaughter's late toppers fell last night to Franklin 2-1 in the state soccer tournament, but Jenny won the award last night. Deb Fogle, who we know very well from our days at ETSU, Deb won an award for Senior Turtle, getting people up and at them to get ready to do some runs and walks. Her Senior Turtle program won that. We won a program with a Little Princess program that we had over at Memorial Park. And also we were awarded a facility award with our balanced playground and water, our splash pad over at Rotary Park. Brand new splash pad, brand new balanced playground. Splash pad's down for the year, and it'll be back up in the spring, but balanced playground is still open. So if you've never been over there, you need to get a chance to drive over by there and look at how beautiful it is. And this morning, Johnson City was awarded 2 ASA USA softball national tournaments. The 10 and under Eastern National Tournament will be coming back to Johnson City this year. This will be the 5th time we've hosted the event. And a brand new C division that ASA has started, we were selected to host the 8, 10, and 12-year-old Eastern National in the C division. So big doings for the Park and Recreation Department. Our staff did an outstanding job this year, an outstanding job winning those awards.
Absolutely, and so that helps not just the Parks and Rec, but obviously it helps Johnson City. It'll spill over into the other parts of the Tri-Cities, I'm sure, with hotels and restaurants and buying gas. So it's great for the tourism dollar, too. So congratulations on all that. Tonight, you will have the top 5 college football games of the week. You'll be joined with Dave Angie. We'll find out who you think are the best 5 or what best 5 we should be watching for this weekend for college football.
And we're going to do a little different thing. We're going to keep it in suspense and keep a surprise. It'll be a little bit different top 5 feel and flavor to the show tonight. I just came up with it on my drive today. I thought this would be a good week to do this little different flair for the show this evening.
There you go. I'm looking forward to it. You do a phenomenal job. Drive safely. We'll
talk
to you
sir.
tonight. All right?
Yes, sir. We'll see you tonight.
Yeah,
okay, bye-bye.
Our buddy Carmichael joining us again live from Knoxville, so appreciate him very much. It's a Tom Taylor Sports Show. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back. We got more to talk about. We will run down the state soccer tournament, see who won, who lost. As you heard, Hilltoppers did step out. They're done for the year, but a great run nonetheless for Coach Strickland and the Lady Hilltopper soccer team. We'll see how Greenville did. We'll see how Chucky Doak did in the state soccer tournament. Also, we'll run down the NBA and the National Hockey League winners and who's playing where tonight. And also, we got a story about college coaches' buyouts. Unbelievable. School buyout, $15 million. Another coach, $9.5 million. Of course, Butch Jones is $9 million. Here's another coach, $13 million. Unbelievable. These guys are making more getting fired as a buyout contract than they are actually on the job working. I don't see how that works. I've never understood that, how you can make more money getting canned than you are working. So then you don't really, I would think, I mean, you're a competitor, yes, but you may think, well, gosh, I don't care if I lose my job or not because I'm set. Of course, competitive people don't think that way. Quick break. We'll be right back. We are live inside the studio, inside the showroom at Champion Chevrolet on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at FCA.org.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Now available, Chick-fil-A, the Crossings of North Johnson City. The Hash Brown Scramble, the first breakfast bowl with Chick-fil-A. The Hash Brown Scramble, a hearty breakfast option made with Chick-fil-A signature tot-style hash browns, scrambled eggs, a Monterey Jack and cheddar cheese blend, and a choice of sliced Chick-fil-A nuggets or sausage. Served with jalapeno salsa, the scramble can be enjoyed in a bowl or as a burrito. The Hash Brown Scramble Bowl, 30 grams of protein when made with nuggets. The bowl and burrito start at $3.49. Served until 10:30 every morning, Monday through Saturday. The Hash Brown Scramble or burrito, again at Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us again on this Thursday. Beautiful sunny fall day here in the hills of East Tennessee. TSSAA State Soccer Tournament in AAA. Franklin defeated Science Hill 2-0. Other winners were Collierville, Houston, and Brentwood. In AA, Greenville wins. The Lady Green Devils blew out Covington 9-0. Other winners East Hamilton, White House, Page, and Greenville in AA. In Single A, Chucky Doak wins. The Lady Black Knights, how about it? Greenville and Chucky Doak stay alive in the semifinals. Chucky Doak again beats McKenzie. 3-0 was the final there. Chucky Doak blanks McKenzie 3-0. So the Lady Black Knights again in Single A move on to the state semifinals. So in AA, this will be coming up today. At 5:30, Greenville takes on Page and the state semis in AA. In Single A at 2:30, getting ready to crank up here in just a little while. Signal Mountain against Chucky Doak at 2:30, and so all that's going on again with the championship coming up again on Saturday. So good luck to the Lady Green Devils of Greenville and the Lady Black Knights of Chucky Doak as they are in the state semifinal soccer tournament. And again, a great run for the Lady Hilltoppers of Science Hill, but they do lose last night. Again, getting beat 2-1 in a heartbreaker to Franklin in girls state soccer tournament play. NBA winners last night. You had Detroit, Charlotte, the Rockets, Brooklyn, Oklahoma City, the San Antonio Spurs, Dallas, the Phoenix Suns, the Lakers, and Golden State, the defending champions, all get wins in the NBA. So for tonight, you've got Atlanta at Chicago, Boston and Milwaukee, Dallas and Memphis, the Clippers in Portland, and Sacramento hosting New Orleans in the NBA for tonight. On the ice, the National Hockey League last night, a light night. It was St. Louis skating past Calgary and Columbus, the Blue Jackets skating past Buffalo. Tonight, you have Nashville, the Predators. They are on the road. I would say, am I right? No, I'm sorry. They don't skate again until Saturday. Read the wrong schedule. Tonight, on the ice, Bruins hosting San Jose, Arizona and New York against the Rangers, Toronto hosting Carolina, the Pittsburgh Penguins hosting Winnipeg, Detroit skates at Tampa Bay, Anaheim at Florida. Also tonight, Los Angeles and Montreal against the Canadiens, Philadelphia skates at Ottawa, the New York Islanders in Minnesota, Dallas at Edmonton, and the Canucks, I love to say it, the Canucks hosting Washington tonight on the ice in the National Hockey League. So that's what's going on there in the NHL on this Thursday. Again, you look at the Thursday, October the 26th, 2017. In volleyball, let's take a look at volleyball in the Southwest Virginia Volleyball Tournament, the Mountain 7 District Tournament quarterfinals. Lehigh defeated John Battle. Abington over number 7 Ridgeview. Gate City defeated Y Central. That was on Monday. Let's see, Tuesday, you had Abington defeating Gate City and Union defeated Lee. Let's move on to the consolation game today. Mountain 7 District Tournament at Union High School. Gate City and Lee at 6. Abington and Union will play for the championship at 7:30 tonight in the volleyball tournament going on again in Southwest Virginia. The Southwest District Tournament, consolation Lebanon and Graham. Championship Virginia High's Lady Bearcats will take on Marion in the state volleyball tournament action or district tournament action, Southwest District Tournament in Southwest Virginia. So that's what's going on there. A couple of college football games going on today. You have tonight South Alabama, Georgia State, 3-4 South Alabama, 3-3 Georgia State. Toledo at Ball State tonight. Toledo at 6-1. Ball State is at 2-5. Eastern Michigan at Northern Illinois. Eastern Michigan 2-5. Northern Illinois at 5-2. And Stanford tonight takes on Oregon State. The Cardinal at 5-2 at Oregon State 1-6. 9 o'clock kickoff tonight on the Far West. We'll let you know how those teams play and how they do. Coming up tomorrow, we'll be live at Food City on Eastman Road in Kingsport with the Midnight Madness Help. You missed it earlier in the show. Speaking of Food City, well, this is a really, really cool stat. They raised money for Hurricane Harvey here in the region. We did a week-long, or Food City did a week-long campaign to benefit Hurricane Harvey relief efforts. Food City kicked in $10,000 to get it all going. Well, they made a check presentation today. This is going to the Salvation Army, the Samaritan's Purse, and the Houston, Texas Food Bank. Incredible. Week-long effort here in East Tennessee. $450,000. That is incredible. Unbelievable. Well over $500,000 or $750,000. I'm sorry. Well over $250,000. $450,000, almost $500,000 going from right here in our region down to Texas to the relief efforts for Hurricane Harvey. Proud that I live in an area where folks like you and myself, well, I contributed in a small way, but every time we shopped for that week, we contributed to the effort, and you did as well, to the tune of $450,000, which is incredible, which is phenomenal. That is awesome. Goodness gracious. Hard for me to even believe. It's not hard for me to believe. Hard for me to even talk about it, really. It's not hard for me to believe because this is such a giving area that we live in. We're always rolling up our sleeves and help out folks, so we did it again for Hurricane Harvey to the tune of $450,000. Some of the pre-owned vehicles right now here at Champion Chevrolet on the Bristol Motor Mile, Johnson City. They've got, let's see, in no particular order, a 2014 Cadillac XTS Luxury. They've got a 2015 Chevrolet Camaro SS. They've got a, 2014 Chevrolet Camaro LTRS. They also have right now a Hyundai Sonata in the pre-owned vehicle department. They've got a Chevrolet Malibu 2014, a Toyota Highlander. They've got a Honda Civic, couple of Honda Civics sitting out here in the pre-owned vehicle area of the lot. 2015 Dodge Challenger RT, also a 2017 Genesis. Those are some of those that they've got right now that in the pre-owned department. Again, all this you can see at championjc.com, wherever you are, whether you're here local or out of town. It is Trunk Month for qualified buyers on Truck Month. 0% APR for 72 months, which is 6 years, on most popular Chevy trucks. How about that? Truck Month for qualified buyers, 0% APR for 72 months on most popular Chevrolet trucks. Let me try that one more time. Truck Month, 0% APR for 72 months or 6 years on their most popular Chevy trucks, available at Champion Chevrolet in the Bristol Motor Mile here in Johnson City, where we are. Again, on this beautiful, beautiful fall Thursday. Coming up, we got the Champion Chevrolet 5-Star Football Preview Show. Let's again run down and let you hear and see the old preview, the old promo with co-host myself and Dave Angie here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. I'm Tom Taylor, you are
Dave Angie.
And we got coming up, it's a really cool, every Thursday, it's the Champion Chevrolet 5-Star Football Preview Show. Get you ready for high school and college football every week. Every Thursday, you're going to be covering what for us?
Be looking at the Big East Conference.
Ooh, that would be Dobbinsville, Science Hill, and all those great football teams in that conference. Doug Fritz will be giving you the rest of the high school football picture every week. Then we got colleges covered. Who are we going to be covering?
We got ETSU. We have Tennessee. We have Virginia Tech.
All those. Carmichael's will be along to give us the big 5 games every week because it is a 5-star football preview show. So hope you'll join us every Thursday right here in the showroom of Champion Chevrolet. Dave and I will be co-hosting the Champion Chevrolet 5-star football preview. And then on top of all that, we're going to have a picking panel where you're going to match us against you and you against us, and I can't wait because they don't have a chance. You're going to go up against us. We're going to pick against you for some really cool prizes, and they don't have a chance, do they?
No chance at all. It's going to be fun times.
Oh, yeah. Putting toe to what?
Toe to the leather, man.
Toe to the leather,
Ready
man.
to go.
Ready to go. Can't wait. Again, join us every Thursday right here. It's a Maiden Voyage Cool Show, co-hosted by Dave Angie and myself. It's the Champion Chevrolet 5-Star Football Preview coming up every Thursday right here from Champion Chevrolet on the Bristol Motor Mile in Johnson City. Can't wait to see you on the show. It's going to be a lot of fun. Again, we're going to hear previews of the East Tennessee State game with Joe Vento, sports writer of the Johnson City Press, Doug Fritz previewing the high school football games. Again, you have Dave Angie previewing the Region 1 6A, the Big East Conference big games. Of course, none bigger than tomorrow night, Dobbinsville at Jefferson County for the conference championship. We'll again talk to Dave about that. Kevin Harmon will be back to talk about the Tennessee-Kentucky matchup without John Kelly. Also, we have Chris McCall previewing the Hokies and the Duke Blue Devils coming up again Saturday at Lane Stadium in Blacksburg. And, of course, Carmichael on the phone. He'll join us with Dave Angie as a co-host about the top 5 college football games of the week. So all that coming up, again, right here on the Chevrolet, Champion Chevrolet 5-Star Football Preview Show coming up again at 6 o'clock this afternoon right here on the Facebook page of the Tom Taylor Sports Show, as well as, of course, the website, TomTaylorSports.com. It's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it every week, and lots of information. I assume you know this, but just in case you don't, all of our shows are recorded and archived. You can go back and watch any show you want to. If you have a particular person that you want to watch or a guest, Jay Santos on here today for the first time, the voice of the Buccaneers, great interview. So you can go back and watch any of these interviews anytime you want to. The shows are archived, as we said. So it's going to be good, and this today's show is no different. Also, the Sean Witten Coaches Show, it's out there as well. Quickest way to go to that one is just go to YouTube, type in Sean Witten, S-H-A-W-N, Witten, W-I-T-T-E-N. It'll pop right up on YouTube. Scroll down, boom, hit it, and watch our show we record. We record every Tuesday morning. It's out there, and this week it includes the highlights of the Solomon South ball game, so it's going to be good. Now, before we get out of here, we're about to run out of time. We're going to come back tonight at 6 and do this all over again. So before we get out of here, let's look down. Here's a story coming out of the USA Today. I can't take credit for this, but here's a story out of USA Today. Ole Miss, Oregon State, UTEP, and Georgia Southern looking for new coaches. Between now and January, more coaches will resign, be fired, or hired away. Here are the buyouts. First off, let's look at the pay scale. Here's the top, top 5. Yeah, top 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They got them all scattered. This is based on the buyout program, which is unbelievable. Anyway, number 1 paid coach in college football, Nick Saban, $11 million a year. Almost $1 million a game for Saban. $1 million a game, almost. Second highest paid coach, Dabo Swinney, Clemson, $8.5 million. Third highest paid coach, Jim Harbaugh, Michigan, $7 million. Urban Meyer, Ohio State, fourth highest paid coach, $6.4 million. They don't have number 5 on there. Number 6, Jimbo Fisher, $5.7. Other coaches, Kirk Ferentz, Iowa, $4.5 million. James Franklin, Penn State, $4.6. You enjoying those M&Ms? Loving the M. Oh, Mick. How you doing, buddy? Doing good? You know who's coming over in a couple of weeks to do a show? Yes, I do. I can't wait. I love Rick Spivey. Can't wait to get him over here. He's going to come be a guest one day very, very soon on the show. In fact, we're just going to do 2 hours of Rick. Just get out of the way and make it a 2-hour show of rekindling the old 20-year relationship myself and Rick Spivey on there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Tom Herman, Texas, makes 5.4. But I want to get into the buyouts here before we get off there. Purdue coach Jeff Brom, a school buyout. This guy coaches at Purdue, not exactly a football powerhouse, and that's no slight to Purdue fans, but it ain't exactly Alabama or Georgia or Ohio State. Jeff Brom, $15 million buyout. Iowa State coach Matt Campbell, $9.5 million buyout. Butch Jones, Tennessee, $9 million. Florida coach Jim McElwain, his buyout is $13 million to send him packing. LSU coach Ed Orgeron's buyout close to $8.8. And the school is already paying former coach Les Miles $9 million in buyout money, so they're on the hook for $17 million. They let Orgeron go. Wow. So anyway, it's big business. They say college football is not big business. That's baloney. It's big business. It's very obvious, but those numbers right there. So we'll come back, begin to close this thing out and wrap it up and get ready for the night show. We'll come right back right after this as we're live here at Champion Chevrolet on the Bristol Highway Motor Mile, Johnson City, show number 622 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Blue Lizard Australian sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
Truck Month continues at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City with unbelievable savings on a selection of over 500 new Chevys to choose from. 17 Silverado Crew Cab All-Star, $11,000 off MSRP. 18 Equinox, $6,000 off MSRP. 18 Trax, $4,500 off MSRP. 23% off 17 Cruise and Malibu. 25% off 17 Sonic and Spark LS. Shop us online 24/7 and remember our Saturday parts and service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. Do you like pulled pork? At Phil's, the pulled pork is cooked low and slow. We cook it all night, but we serve it fast. Our pulled pork is hickory smoked, tender and juicy. We serve the pork either as a sandwich on a bun or platter style with garlic toast. And don't forget to try our pork wings. They taste like a cross between ham and our sweet ribs. It comes as a meal, as an add-on, or part of our meat sampler platters. Pulled pork and pork wings. Just two great reasons to stop by Phil's Dream Pit. Eastern Star exit off I-26, 349-6437. Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Back at the Tom Taylor Sports Tom Taylor Sports Show, wrapping this thing up again for this Thursday. Big thanks to our guest today. Of course, we had Andy Dietrich, the co-owner of Champion Chevrolet, kind of led the parade, and also we had Carmichael joining us by phone. Also, we had Kevin Harmon in talking about UT Sports and the girls program, the women's program, and the men's basketball program. He'll be back tonight. We'll tell you about that in a second. Also, big thanks to Sean Whitten, head football coach of the Elizabethton Cyclones. Jay Santos, the voice of the Buccaneers, stopped by. East Tennessee State Buccaneer play-by-play man stopped by. Appreciate that very much. And, of course, Carmichael, Sean Whitten, Kevin Harmon, Jay Santos, all those folks. And, again, we appreciate them very much. Of course, Andy Dietrich on show number 622. Back in here tonight at 6 o'clock for the Champion Chevrolet 5-Star Football Preview Show. We're excited, a full slate ready to go. Chris McCall's previewing the Hokies and the Duke Blue Devils coming up Saturday at Lane Stadium. We'll talk to Kevin Harmon, his preview of the Tennessee at Kentucky football game without John Kelly. We'll talk also tonight, Doug Fritz, Johnson City Press, previewing all the high school football games on this, the final week. Hard to believe. You wait and wait and wait all summer to get here, and boom, seems like you blink your eyes and we're into the playoffs. This is the final week of the regular season tomorrow night. We'll let Doug tell you all about the big games. There's a bunch of them, too, deciding a lot of the regions as who's going to the playoffs and who's going to be on home field advantage. So he'll join us for that. Co-host Dave Angia will be along to talk about what's going on with the Region 1 6A football or the Big East. I know Science has a week off with a big ball game tonight. Dobbins Minute tomorrow night, rather, at Jefferson County. He'll be along. Also, we'll have Carmichael with the top 5 college football games of the week. And also, we'll have Andy Dietrich back in, talk some more about Champion Chevrolet. So all that at 6 o'clock tonight. Come back and join us. Again, we will be here inside the studio, inside the showroom here at Champion Chevrolet. And we're looking forward to doing that and hanging back in here with you again. And the number one Chevy dealer in the state, nobody sells more Chevys from Mountain City to Memphis and Memphis to Mountain City. That's all the big markets. 51 Chevy dealerships in the state, and Champion Chevrolet is numero uno with good reason. Bought mine here last year, and a young lady bought one a couple of weeks ago. Said she's had 3 phone calls from Champion folks just double checking everything good. You like your service, you like your vehicle, like this, like that. It's the great follow-up after the sale, I think, separates these guys and ladies from everybody else. So a young lady bought a car. She hadn't had it more than 3 weeks and had 3 phone calls. Not harassing, just say, hey, just want to call, check, make sure everything's good. And of course, she said, wow, these guys do it right at Champion Chevrolet. Said, proof's in the pudding right there. So we're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Show number 622 in the books. We'll come back again later on tonight with the Champion Chevrolet 5-Star Football Preview Show. And then tomorrow we take it on the road. We take our show to, oh gosh, going to be at Food City on Eastern Road in Kingsport for the Midnight Madness sale. They've got some deals. Oh boy, do they have some deals for tomorrow. So back at 6 o'clock. Hope you'll join us. Until then, as always, we'll tell you, win or lose, be a good sport. Thanks for watching show number 622 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show, brought to you by Grip Energy Drink here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. So long, everybody.